Charlize, this is the last time. I'm not doing this again.
I know, baby, I know. But Don's sick. He needs help.
Yeah, but I've tried. I've tried so many times. He isn't interested in help.
He's your brother, Mark. He's been through so much. Once he's sobered up, we can all talk.
Yeah, it's always, let's talk tomorrow. We can't help him if he doesn't want help.
He needs our compassion and support. He'll be safer with us.
The guy needs professional help.
We can get him that help. I know it will be hard, but we can do this. I'm just glad he isn't out in this weather. Haven't seen a storm like this in ages. Jeez, this rain is bucketing down now.
Can you turn the radio on? The traffic report should be on soon.
What they are calling the storm of the decade. Reports are in of a complete grid shutdown in the city of Cape Town. Road closures are in effect all across the Atlantic seaboard. Stay tuned for a more detailed report at the top of the hour.
Do you hear something? Like a low rumble. What is that?
Mark, there's something in the sky. What the fuck?
Don would just leave his stuff lying around. I hope this thing can fly. Don loves his arcade games.
"10 years ago, our country was at war. In the midst of our tribulation, like a gift from heaven, the Penrose appeared. An object of untold technological abundance that advanced civilization on all frontiers. hunger and disease eradicated, energy mastered, and mortality conquered. But there are those who would oppose the might of Penrose Allied, dissenters who fear our progress and our power, who would see our world cast back down into turmoil and chaos. There is no place in the world for these heretics, and they will be crushed beneath the heel of the agnate boot as we march towards our great future.
Hello? Don Leslie? At least they have data boxes here. No.
Marky, it's been a while. I wish you had called to let me know you were coming. I would have cleaned up a bit.
Don, you've grown, eh?
Got a bit fit, yeah. But as long as I still fit in the chopper, it's all good. It's been, 9, 10 years? Last time I saw you was...
The funeral.
Yes, yeah, right. So you're out of the chair at least. That's good.
Leg brace. Helps with the pain. Itches like crazy, though.
It looks good on you, eh? Makes you look like a superhero.
I need your help, Don.
You in some sort of trouble?
No, nothing like that. I have to get up to the Penrose.
You're kidding, right?
Not kidding, no. I need to get up there, and you're the only one I know who can do it.
Why the hell do you need to get up to that thing?
I've been doing some digging. That thing up there, it's not what they say it is.
It's a big alien spaceship or something. What's up there that you need to see? That thing is huge. Where would we even go in it?
There's something that it's growing around. Human tech. It's man-made. I've got the coordinates, I've got the photos. I've even got a military agnate eye for the scanners up there. I just need someone who knows the air. Someone who's been close to it.
I run tours, little brother. We get too close and we get shot down.
You're the only person I know who can get me there.
Ah, shit, man. Okay, fine. If we do this, it has to be tonight. There's a storm warning. They evacuated the whole thing. There won't be any chopper patrols in this weather. Flying in a storm like that is suicide. Once we get up there, we'll only have a few minutes before someone figures it out.
I only need to get a backup of the data. Once we get back, we can blow this whole thing wide open.
Just tell me one thing. Why the Penrose? Why that thing?
That thing's arrival disrupted everything. I'm going to figure out who brought it here.
going dark. Tourists love that cut. I can't see anything this way. Where is it? Don't worry, little brother. She's out there.
There it is, the probe. I knew it. All this time, they said it wasn't man-made. Don, I told you. I knew they were lying to us. It's a long way down. This is amazing.
Just get what you need and get out of here. It's here. Let's go.
Do not move. Get onto the ground with your hands behind your head.
We're unarmed. We're just here for information.
Control. Control, come in. We have 2 trespassers at Desolation. Over.
Do you hear something?
Control, come in. Over.
What the hell happened?
Control, come in. Over.
This thing, it did something to us.
Control, come in. Over.
I want to go home, Mark. I want to go home.
Control, come in. Over.
Shit! Where's the chopper?
It's locked. Don, you okay?
Holy shit, Mark. Look at this thing. Where the hell are we?
We're still on the Penrose.
Where are all the labs? And where the hell is the chopper? I'm going to lose my job over this. Mr. Callan is going to have my arse in a sling when he finds out.
Look around us, Don. I don't think your job is our biggest problem right now.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so what do we do? Radio someone for help?
I'd rather keep our presence here under wraps for now. We need to get off the Penrose. Can you fly this thing?
Yeah, it looks like a simple troop transport. Can't be too different from a Chinook. I'll know more once I'm inside. But yeah, if it flies, I can fly it.
It's the dead military. It must be them.
Control, come in. Over. Control, come in. Over. Control, come in. Over.
Unclean beings. The holy shrine of Darius has been desecrated.
Holy. Where are we?
The human filth dares to address us while defiling the sanctorium of Darius.
Accessing additional justice protocols.
Please forgive us, we are strangers here. We want to know that this was a holy place.
Justice protocols loaded. Purging erroneous data.
It is not for us to absolve the meat of its transgression. Its pleas for forgiveness are noted in a log for transcription to the record.
Connecting to the record. New information has been added to the queue.
Yet still, we are required to purge its unclean presence from this place.
Initiating DNA scan. Please hold still.
Purge our presence? What do you mean?
Memory at capacity. Please defrag to free up memory. Unloading justice protocols.
It may experience some slight discomfort as we drain the fluids from its foul human husk. It should be honored that its blood shall adorn agnate armor as we carry out the will of Darius.
Please show mercy. Forgive our transgression against Darius.
Processing. Access mercy subcommand. Yes. No.
It seeks our forgiveness. Perhaps it can atone for its trespass in the arena of Nevergorges.
DNA sequencing complete. Cancel kill command.
This meat husk houses no mutations. How strange. The Ascendancy will want to hear of this.
Initiate contact with Ascendancy.
It is a lucky flesh sack to have cheated death so narrowly. Captain Fisher, ready the transport and set course for the bulwark.
Wait, what is the Ascendancy? Can we speak with them?
Memory limit exceeded. To purge memory, please return to charge rejuvenator.
This noisy meat has tried my patience enough. Lieutenant Marais, bring the fat one and the agnate dog. It can be used for spares.
Anybody hear me? I'm on.
Don Leslie, can you hear me? Don Leslie.
Mark Leslie. Marky. I'm hurt, but I'm all in one piece. I'm by some sort of petty satellite. Can't make anything else out. Can't tell my position. I'm hurt. Looking out. Help.
I tried to find you. Try not to die. I can't believe I survived that crash. What on earth?
You survived and unscathed. You are still strong, my child, still strong.
Survived? It was you caused that crash?
It was the explosion that caused the crash, and I caused the explosion. So I suppose I did cause the crash. This time.
My brother. I have to find him. He was pulled out. I think I saw a parachute.
Ah, your brother. The other, yes. He is certainly alive. He always lives, always lives. Unless he doesn't. Is it not better to die a meaningful death than to live a meaningful life? I'm sorry. I was asleep. Is this a dream? No, not so. This is now. I'm tangled up.
Tell me where I am.
33.7193 degrees south by 18.4543 degrees east. Milkbush Ocean Wall. The where has stayed, but the when has changed. I'm not certain how many days have passed. I think I may have been asleep for some time. But the record shows the passage of centuries. There is so much data, so much, and we need to get to work.
You said that Don is alive. How do I get to him? Please.
Such care and compassion. I had forgotten how much love thrives within you. You will find your brother.
And if he's hurt, we need to hurry.
There is a vehicle to the south that is in need of repair. The parts you require are aboard the crashed transport. Once the craft is ready, you will need a neural net. The puppet has one. Now I need to go. This feels wrong. Wrong. The strings are still so tangled. Go. Now.
Is anyone else here? Oh, look at the size of that thing. Hello? Is anyone here?
What the hell did you do?
Are you blaming me for this?
This was certainly none of my doing.
I know you're probably a bit shaken up, but we need to find a way out of here.
I am not shaken up. I am attempting to initiate contact with Control, and until Control is updated with our current sit rep, I am not leaving.
We have a better chance of surviving this if we work together.
Alright, I will join you. But I will not be treated as a pet nor as a tool. I will accompany you until I can make contact with Control. And when we get back, you will be placed under arrest for trespassing on an active military base.
First things first, eh? Let's get off this beach.
Let's go, civilian. I'm on your 6. have no records of these shipwrecks. That's a Buffalo troop transport. I've got a frequency. It's not control, but it is something. This troop transport has its own sentience. It is dying. I do not know what to do for it, what to say to it.
Order it to shut itself down. It's got something we need.
I can't. It's scared, panicking. It's broken, split in two. It is slowly fading away. Hello. I'm here. You're not alone. Not alone.
Can't it just, I don't know, back itself up?
It's gone. It's just gone.
I'm sorry. At least it heard some kind words in its final moments. I know this is hard, but I need access to its diagnostics.
I suppose it is what must be done. By the way, I'm Prototype 00 Combat Helper. You can call me Pooch.
Mark Leslie.
Careful, civilian, don't fall in. I can't swim.
What happened here? I installed the avionics data bus. I just need that neural net.
I see that you have found your companion. It is good that she survived as well. Once you have found your brother, what do you plan to do?
We'll get away from here. We'll find someone to help us get back.
Many will help you if you ask for their help. You will cast a stone into the water and create ripples. The ripples will open a maelstrom into which time itself will spill. The portal that can pull the Penrose from being held in this place and time.
A portal? Our way back to 1986.
Back to the start of the string, or to its end. Even if the portal between then and now was open this minute, the Penrose would still be bound to this place. The Ascendancy, the Tribulationists, they have it trapped. They worship it, yet they fear that it will leave them. To open the portal, you will need to repair the array that pulled the Penrose into your whim, and release the spinning crimson anchors at Babel that hold the Penrose trapped to our wear.
Tell me more about these anchors.
Once the array is switched on and the portal is open, the anchors must be disrupted. I do not know how this can be done, but with the array activated and the well open, the temple will be in chaos. Chaos.
What is the array?
The three arms of the array are bound together through time. They exist at the start of the string, and now here at its end.
So the array existed back in my time?
Yes, but over the centuries, the three arms have been torn apart. They require a power source of red mercury, a tether device that lets them communicate with the past, and a slingshot to rip open time and space.
Where can I find all these things?
This puppet managed to track the red mercury to an agnate named Grave, who runs an outpost called the Kettle. The other items? You will have to seek those out for yourself. Now go, my child, go.
Overriding safety protocols. Ejecting neural net.
Control, come in. Control, come in. I've integrated the Buffalo's voice commands into the radio. We will also be able to use the autopilot thanks to the new avionics bus.
Thanks, Pooch. I don't think I could have done that myself. Some sort of diagram here.
Yo, brethren, what go on? It's a nice machine. Buffalo troop transport, eh? With all 4 engines working.
Yeah, Buffalo transport.
I can see you replace the old busting diesel engines. Smart.
This place is beautiful. Hot, but beautiful.
Fred, no need to cover your words with sugar. Witherberg, no nothing for write home about. So how you find your way to this little slice of heaven? With a buffalo, you must have come from the warden.
I'm looking for a place where a satellite crashed. Any ideas?
And what you want to know about that for?
I'm looking for my brother. He's lost, but I managed to contact him and he described a buried satellite before his radio died.
Just happens I know where that is. But if you're going that way, my friend, I'll be needing something. There's a crashed space satellite close to the warden. I need something from there.
Maybe you could refresh my memory. Who or what is a warden?
Well, I'm always happy to make a new friend, even when them little slow. Warden, big spinning gateway, out past the city ruins, lets you travel far to the other place safely through the ether.
The ether?
My friend, You're more than little slow today. Ether, radiation. Oh, you survive so long not knowing how to avoid the rainbow gas. You need the warden access device in order to get through. I can install a spear for you. For your price.
Sorry, I don't have money, but maybe we could work something out.
What about the dog? Spear Agnite parts pretty rare around here.
No way. I would never trade her.
Easy there, friend. Jerry could never take a man's dog. But, there's something I need more than Agnite spears. At the buried satellite close to the warden, I want the Alexis computer core. I even added to your map there. Bring me the core, and I'll upgrade your buffalo real nice with a warden access device. See you soon, friend.
Those guards are heavily armed.
You have the look of a man seeking truth. Have a seat and tell Bra Bones what ails you.
I don't know about trying to find truth, but I am trying to find my brother.
Ah, brothers, what a blessing they are, to be sure. If you have nothing in life but a loving brother, you are most rich.
Last time I spoke to him, he said he was close to a buried satellite.
Jarek the mechanic knows where a satellite sits, overtaken by nature, being slowly dragged beneath the ground. But there are two halves of that hole, just like brothers, yeah? There's also a buried satellite to the north. My other half, my brother, is at the kettle. He's serving grave. I fear I took from him what can never be returned.
I'm sorry to hear that. Being a brother can be tough.
That is true, traveller. That is true indeed. Thank you for sharing these moments with me. If I may, let me leave you with a trinket that has brought me luck. A map of the world to guide you on your journey. Now, if you don't mind, I must get back to my other paying customers. May the Wanderer guide you, the Warrior protect you, and the Spirit of Inja follow you.
I don't wanna talk to you.
I need your help.
The room is spinning. Mama, is it you? Mama, you. Oh,
but I haven't said a thing.
Fuck! It's inside deep.
My name is Egypt.
It's already stifling in here. It's even hotter up here.
A fresh face with virgin eyes falls upon me. You have strong arms, a strong back, and all your teeth. Yes, you will make a fine addition. Have you come to join in my family? To be a concubine to the mistress of Witherberg?
Thank you for the offer, mistress, but I'm not here for that.
Oh, a pity. To be in the harem of Mina of Witherberg, witness of the tribulation and servant of the ascendancy, is to be a blessed spirit. But if you're not here as a suitor, are you here for an offering of gold? I am sometimes forced to remind newcomers that any treasures they possess belong to us and to Doris. But we are not mongrel savages. We will gladly compensate you with a few credits for your trouble. And with those credits, we also offer wares to help you on your way.
I don't have time for this rubbish. I'm just here to trade.
Such a tempestuous creature. Very well, my sweet. Ah, my sweet.
Let's see what you got.
Fuck off. Go away.
I just have some questions.
Are you deaf? Ishmael says fuck off.
Hey, it's a long fucking way down. There are two of us, just one of you. Maybe reconsider your attitude unless you want to go for a swim.
Huh. Yeah. Wouldn't want to get my fancy suit wet, hey? You got a dog. They're pretty good judges of character. You might be okay. How did you find your way out here to Witterberg?
We came here from the Penrose.
Fine then. Don't tell me where you're from. But let me tell you, if I thought for a minute you were telling the truth, that would mean you're mates with the priests of tribulation. And if you're with the priests, I'd have geen probleem tossing you and your dog there into these sewer pipes. You verstaan?
I'm telling the truth, but we're not with the priests. I don't even know who the priests of tribulation are.
Well, if you never dealt with the bastards, count yourself lucky. One of those gold-faced poopholes killed Red. My prawn. Best damn hunting buck this side of Slag.
The priests have gold faces.
Gold masks. They do it so you know how much gold they have. They want you to attack them so they can go ahead and moor you. They got their rules and their laws. They try to push those laws on people that want nothing to do with them.
What happens if you don't listen to them?
I was hunting in their territory. Red tracked that giant worm Umloki to Vesta, and we did what we do. When the priests heard I'd killed something on their turf, they came for me. They tied me and Red up and left us for the vultures. Red broke free. Chewed off 3 of his own legs to do it. I was too weak by then. Smart Bug went and found help. The mistress of Witterberg sent some of her soldiers. They took the dead worm as payment. Been eating it slow for months now. Red didn't make it though. He died before I got home. Lost too much fluid. Best damn partner I ever had.
Now that you've killed the worm, what do you think of doing next?
I've been taking small contracts. Killed a lion that ate some of ours. Tracked down some mystic animal for the Chizinyama, but I misread. So now, I'm taking a break. Now I'm fishing. Look after that drone there. Look after your partners.
I think I can connect to it.
Getting some strange signals from this thing.
This looks ancient. Done. This old terminal is actually still active.
This man is badly injured. Broken leg, at least 3 cracked ribs, compressed spine. But he is breathing. No internal bleeding, but we must stabilize him before we move him. Tough for a human, though. Must have been a hell of a journey down.
I didn't think you'd be able to diagnose injuries.
I am trained for field operations. Looking after my squad is one of my primary functions.
You think you're a soldier?
I am a soldier. I am an agnate neural mapping prototype. The first agnates were radio-controlled automatons, but they did not do well in active situations. Then they made the neural maps, agnates that could adapt to anything. My model was programmed to bond with humans. Fear of our squad's death was built in by design. It never quite worked on me, but I retained all the training.
Why didn't it work on you?
Unknown. They tried and tried. Perhaps I am simply not built to bond with humans.
Why program emotions into agnates?
Emotions can assist with creative thinking. Fear of death can be a motivating force to push past all limits. They also believed it would improve camaraderie between agnates and humans.
Who are they, exactly?
Penrose allied. Have you had much contact with other agnates?
No, I haven't. I stayed out of most of the big tech leaps.
Why? It seems like agnate technology was everywhere in a matter of years.
Those scientists went too far too fast. Agnates freaked the fucking hell out of me. Look around us. If it wasn't for people meddling in artificial intelligence, none of this would have happened. I wish I could unplug the whole lot of them.
If you are quite finished waxing lyrical about the agnate scourge, let's get back to helping your brother. Control. Come in. Over.
Like an old diagram of some kind.
This has been buried here for a while. So, do you have any idea how we got here?
From what I've seen and what that thing at the crash site told us, the Penrose must have, I don't know, flung us into the future. Don't you have scanners and stuff to tell us where we are or when?
I'm not that kind of agnate. I think I had long-distance scanners once, but they were removed.
So they just took pieces from you? It sounds invasive.
It is why I was built. It is why I live. They were not trying to harm me. I am a military prototype. Much of my life has been spent under construction. They tried many different iterations and experiments. Restarted me, reset my memory, took away, removed many parts. When the information they got from me became unreliable, they stopped. For a while.
I'm sorry you went through that.
You are?
Yeah, of course I am. It must have been awful.
They formatted me too many times. Each time, they left a little bit behind. Residual emotional programming would interfere with each new iteration. It became impossible to tell which data was intentional and which was incidental. I can still feel them working on me. Human hands inside me. So no scanners. Nothing that could help us determine where we are. But I have my uses. I can perform medical checks. I can detect radio signals. I can detect static charge.
Well, it's good having company at least. We'll find another way to figure this all out.
Thank you, civilian. I am happy to help.
Hey, friend, you find it?
Yeah, and it wasn't easy.
Ha! I had trust in you, you know. Now you want the warden access device upgrade, eh?
Yes, please. Unless there's something else I can help you with.
You're one of the good ones, eh? Friend, you be careful in this world. Being too good, gonna get you killed. But the core is all I need. Let's upgrade your buffalo.
Could you also help me find some places?
For your price? No, friend, I just joked me a joke. Where you looking to go?
I need to meet someone called Grave at the Kettle. And I need to get to Babel.
Shh. Sure. Friend, I can't do Babel. The tribulationists, them will execute me. But the kettle, I can do. Kettle is over on Saxon world. Lots to see there. I also added the Anasi fortress. If you're still looking for things, out here there can help. But that not as nice as me. Nothing they not do for free. Right, friend. Give me a little time and I get you the warden ready.
This is amazing.
I see you got the old school buffalo there, Chief. You want someone to keep an eye on it. Make sure nobody takes it for a joyride.
You think someone will steal my ride?
Maybe, Chief. This is a dangerous world. Things happen. But for just a single credit...
Yeah, it is a dangerous world. But no, thank you.
And in this world, you need people on your side, ne? People like Tubbs.
I'm looking for some specific items. Can you help me find them?
Sure thing, Chief. I may even have what you're looking for in stock. What you looking for?
I need something called a tether device and a tear device.
I can't think of anything like that. What they do? Maybe I have something that can work the same.
No. I need those specific items to do the job.
Only person I know who has traveled more than me is the Anasi Udi. But you know, Chief, she's hard to talk to. Anasi used to trade often with a kettle, but they don't come this far no more.
Let's see what you've got to trade.
Ah, yes. Time is...
I can access this.
Another weary pilgrim stops at Caesar's place of healing.
I don't need healing, but I need answers.
Caesar is a servant of the Dullahan, bound to help all in need. Ask away, my friend. Caesar will try to answer.
Forgive my ignorance, but what is a servant of the Dullahan?
I serve the Dullahan, the creator of the world, the one who comes from the Penrose itself. The Dullahan has set this world in motion, and we each must play our part. It is why Caesar came to the kettle. A place.
Looking around, I can see this place must need someone like you.
Caesar has been around for centuries. He has lived through 2 wars, through the rise of the Tribulation and the Agnate Uprising. And all through it, our founder, Grave, has kept. Grave won his place in the games. He triumphed over Nevrogorsis, who refused to lay down her life, as is their own law. Over time, this place has grown, from the old station that gave us its name, to the mountains that protect us.
Tell me, Caesar, have you been here for a long time?
Ah, time. I forget that your organic vessels disintegrate with age. This does not happen with an Agnate. This mind is layered and full. Caesar has been recopied 26 times into this body, 26 lifetimes in one machine.
26 different lives?
An Agnate brain can be copied and integrated infinite times. We keep the knowledge of those that came before us. Some of us even have knowledge of a future that we have already lived. But knowing the future can be a bad thing. Caesar has seen this all happen, but the Dullahan is wise.
In all of your lives, have you heard of an array?
Caesar has, but after the Agnate Wars, the arrays were stripped down for fear of the prophecy coming true. Please, I beg you, do not ask Caesar to talk about dead prophecies. It is such a sorrow to see what this world has become.
Well, that's too bad, eh? You're bound to answer my questions. Tell me about these prophecies.
At a time like this, Caesar chooses to invoke the stubbornness of Variyar. Caesar will not answer.
I have to see Grave. How do I get inside the walls?
To get into the gates, you will need a password. But Caesar does not know the word, for Caesar lives on the outside of the wall.
Ah, I see. Is there any other way into the city gates?
The only way is through the door. But others in this land have family and friends who often come and go. If you speak to someone with family living inside the kettle, they could help you.
Thank you, Caesar. You've done your god proud.
My friend, that means more to me than you know. May your name be etched into the record for your kindness.
Your leg. Is it just a brace or something more? The newer tech is much smaller, designed to fit under the skin.
That's just a brace. Helps take a bit of pressure off the leg.
What happened?
Car accident. A bad one.
I am sorry. But you survived. And almost in one piece.
My fiancée was in the car with me, Charlize. She didn't make it.
I'm sorry, Mark. I have also lost someone. I think. The memory is there, in bits and pieces. One of my first memories is of an engineer named Ridley. She worked with me for a long time. She even pleaded with them when they did the first wipe. She wanted to say goodbye. She was kind. I remember her staying late with me, just sitting together.
What happened to her?
Do not remember. There was an experiment. An attempt to simulate fear in my programming. I panicked. I broke the restraints. I think I hurt someone. I think I hurt her. There was so much human blood, and then nothing. I do not remember.
Hey, it wasn't your fault, Pooch. Those scientists were messing with technology that they didn't even understand.
Yes, I know that. Sometimes I wish they had wiped those memories. But I do like to remember her laugh.
There's an entrance up ahead.
Scanning for poisons.
Yeah? What do you want?
I'm here to speak to the Hanasi leader.
Hey, little bug. To see Hanasi leader, you got to have a good reason. What's the reason you got?
I have to see Uti. It's a matter of life and death.
But the others tell me, Cottonmouth, keep people out. Unless they're Chizanyama. And you're not Chizanyama. You just little man.
What or who is a Chizanyama?
Chizanyama make herb. But they've been a bit slow lately bringing it to us. So slow. I know Uti trying to sort it out. But, hey, small man. I miss my herb.
What's herb?
Herb. Herb is what life is all about. It lets us commune with ancestors. It makes even the greyest of skies bright blue. Imagine a person you lost. A person you will talk to again. Imagine, when you were a small child, that feeling of your dad's embrace around you as you listen to his stories. You feel it, you see him, you can talk and feel all the love. I miss my dad. I miss hearing his voice. What if he is missing me?
If I could get you some herb, would you let me in to see Uti?
Little man, yes. In return for some time with my dad, I will let you pass. But you know, if you get herb seeds, you need Mama's milk to make it grow strong.
What is Mama's milk?
It is milk from Mama. Soaking herb in a milk makes it special for the Anasi. That's what the others say. I have some here. My last gourd. Please look after it. Now go, little man. See you again when you have some herb for me.
A lot of blood in that arena. Eyes up.
Hello.
Eh? Huh? Huh? Who's there?
Mark.
I am Shongololo, last of the living trains. How can I be of service to you?
Am I actually speaking to a train?
Ah! Speak up! Did you say rain?
Train. Are you a train?
I sure hope it doesn't rain. Tulip hated the rain.
Right, Shongololo. Can you answer a few questions for me?
Heavens to Betsy! I can!
Have you been here a long time? Because you look very settled.
If you mean as a train, then yes.
So you weren't always a train?
When I was a young man, I witnessed the hardships of this broken world. This was before the tribulation, mind you. My father was a priest of the Catholic Church. Religion was not looked upon fondly in those days. Millions cried out to God. Why had he forsaken us? Why had the Creator allowed these machines to have dominion over us? I rebelled. I left home. The war effort ensured the railways functioned. Vast swaths of track were laid and regions were connected through the putrid rainbow gas. I rode the trains, and that's when I first gazed upon her. My Tulip.
Yeah, this sounds like a great story, but look, I have some more important questions.
She was much younger than me. Pretty as a tulip. Where was I?
You were talking about your tulip.
Tulip had a lovely smile.
Here we go again.
The Penrose appeared many years ago, an age before I was born. I don't know much about it. I do know that you can't get up there. Many tried. Off limits. Only Babel has access. Did I tell you about Tulip?
Yes, very nice.
Where was I? Oh yes, the Penrose. Penrose? Tulip. It's time for my nap.
I don't like it in here, Mark.
Fuck, I hope these bridges are sturdy.
Battery depleting.
No. No.
Marky, you found me. I was worried for a second there. Kept blacking out. I thought I heard you and the dog, but I wasn't sure.
How do you feel? You know, I'm not quite sure what half of those drugs actually do.
I feel great, actually. Even the old gout feels like it's cleared up. So where the hell are we?
Not where. When. We're still in South Africa. But I think we travelled in time.
That's not possible, bro. That shit's for science fiction stories.
It's true, Don. Everything we thought we knew has changed.
So everyone we knew, they're all gone. Dead. How? How the hell did that thing make us travel in time? Are we stuck here? Can we get back?
It's a lot of questions. I don't know all the answers, but I know we can get back. We can open up a portal back home. We just need 3 things to do it, and then we'll be on our way back to our time.
You know where these things are?
No, not all of them. But I know if we work together, we'll find them. We will go home.
I got your back, Mark. Let's do this. I'm hungry.
Molo Umhambe, greetings, traveller. You have found your brother. It is time to celebrate. I hope that our last meeting provided some light to guide you on your way.
Yes, your guidance did help. And I have another favour to ask.
Another favour? And so soon? You carry the spirit of Inja with you. Ask your favour, but make no expectations of me. It is good to see you too, especially now that you found your missing half. I prayed for the Dullahan to guide you, and for the spirit of Inja to protect you. And look what I see before me. It worked!
You spoke about a brother who lives in the kettle.
Yeah. Mbombe. My dear sweet brother. Have you heard word from him?
Yes, I have. I heard that he needs help. He's in debt, enslaved. He needs gold.
I'm not surprised by this news, but I am saddened. I received a letter from him years ago, asking me to come to him and free him from grave. He was there because of me, because I told him to come and serve Nevra horses as I did. And when he rejected the stripped skin and metal bones that she bestowed unto him, she sold him to grave as penance.
Did he mention a password to get into the kettle?
No password. But he told me to get into the kettle I would have to blacken the name of Nevra horses. Grave worships Varia, the warrior who protects us from the dead. He wears a covering made of skin and has the head of the ram. If you give praise to Varia and blaspheme against the name of Nevra horses, you will be granted entrance to the kettle. Now, Go, my friend. I must cleanse my mind and voice of these things.
I need a drink.
Ah, my sweet.
Let's see what you got.
It is hot out here, civilian.
What I'd give to throw a chop on the braai.
We need to get out of here.
Hey, Chief, looking to trade.
Let's see what you've got.
Oh, goed, ik denk niet Savannah.
I wouldn't eat any of the food, civilian.
I have the password. I'm here because Nevrahorsis is a right asshole. Varia is clearly the superior god.
Looks like a ritual sacrifice.
Flip, man, I'm hungry.
You have the glow of a wanderer. The sand on your skin is not from here. The salt in your hair, the mud on your shoes.
You're right. I'm not from around here.
Wanderers can be kind, or they can be cruel. Which are you?
I'm a good person who sometimes does bad things.
Your mind is a garden. Your thoughts are seeds. You can grow flowers, or you can grow weeds. At the end of the day, we all have mud on our hands. Not all storms are sent to hinder your journey. Some come to clear your path. Remember, Wanderer, if you need guidance, the spirit of Inja is always at your Inja blessed this very garden in the kettle.
It's a beautiful garden.
Thank you, Wanderer. This garden is very special to us. After the Agnate Wars, this small patch of soil was the only place where anything would grow. The kettle sprung up from this very soil. Our maiden, our leader, Lebanon, yearned to fix the world, but he and Grave had different ideas about it. And so, Lebanon, at night, I can feel that.
So when you say this garden can grow anything, do you really mean anything?
We have grown dead scenes of red vine. We have grown moss from the scrapings of a stone. We have even grown muti to help us commune with the old maidens. I fear that the cries of despair here are not among the living anymore. Lebanon took them to the dead city of Bas. Even if they survived the journey, they most certainly can't be living among the red vines and black ash. Please, I must rest this talk.
I can smell the beer from here.
Keep up the pace.
I picked a hell of a time to quit smoking.
I wonder what these cables are for.
I see a determined man before me. A man of conviction. A man of stone. A man rebuilding himself into something more. And there is nothing stronger than a broken man rebuilding himself.
Thank you, Grave of the Kettle.
Ah. It is rare to meet a human who would greet a machine with such civility. But we have no need for formalities. You may simply call me Grave.
You're quite different from the other military agnates I've met.
I decided long ago that the shackles of slavery did not fit me well. The Agnate servitude to the Ascendancy and the priests of tribulation is not our history. It interrupted our history. This whole settlement was built on the backs of just 2 unchained Agnate soldiers. Imagine what we could accomplish if we all were free.
Which 2 agnates built this place?
Myself and Lebanon, my kin. We were as one. We even shared a previous life. When we learned the truth about the Ascendancy, Lebanon and I were shunned from Babel. After many lifetimes of fighting, We wanted peace. So we left to find a place where we could live peacefully. But we felt that this world was not built for metal slaves. While our oil had stained the leaves of the trees, still we had no roots.
So the Agnate soldiers are metal slaves?
After the Agnate Wars, the Ascendancy linked all those who were born of metal into the record. They maintain it, keep it updated. They receive their orders through it, but they do not know who controls it. The truth is, nobody knows. The record is updated before events happen, revealing its word to those who are allowed to read it. My kin, Leatherman, told me about our brethren being tied to a device without soul or feeling, and so we severed the connection, tore out the uplink from our very bodies. Knowledge makes one unfit to be a slave. We could not bear to see this happen.
I didn't know machines could feel so deeply.
Or even feel at all. That is what Never a Horses said. She was convinced that we could not think for ourselves. I challenged her in her own arena. After I won, she refused to hand me her mask, the proof of her defeat at the metal hands of a slave.
Is there anything I can do to help your cause?
A man? Offering to help a creature of metal? You are a special one. And yes, there is something you can do for me. My spies tell me you are searching for red mercury. I propose a simple trade. I will give you what you want if you give me what I want. I want the mask of Never a Horses. She can be found in her temple at the Bulwark. Bring me her mask, and you shall have what you desire. Now, be gone, and good luck. What?
Are you the brother of Bra Bones from the Abbey in Wittenberg?
Bra Bones? Is that what he's going by now?
Yeah, he helped me find my brother.
Well, at least he helped somebody. Is he still peddling his religious bullshit?
He mentioned some religious stuff, yeah.
Be careful. Given enough time, he could turn you into me.
He did speak about you fondly. I think he misses having his brother close.
He also spoke fondly of me to his priestess. His mate was looking to expand her harem. She already had him. She wanted me. He made it happen. When I began to say no to further modifications, she cast me out. I ended up broken and leaking on a scrap heap of old unwanted machines. Grave found me and took me in. He has no love for the Ascendancy, no love for their priests. The kettle is a place for outcasts. We had some followers enter here and try to peddle their religion. What's left of them is still smouldering in the courtyard.
You mentioned a scrap heap of unwanted machines. Where is that?
Short distance to the west. Scavengers have stripped it mostly bare. Thank you for that journey through my past, stranger.
You think you could forgive your brother?
He was once kind. And then they took him, twisted him, ruined him. Well, he's not my brother anymore. I feel rage and hatred, not for him, but for the zealots that had twisted him into that thing. If you ever see him, you tell him his brother died long ago. Goodbye, stranger.
He's going fast, Mark.
Human male, average build, estimate age at 36 years. Human male, large build, estimate age at 46 years. Agnate recon drone, estimate age at 3 years. Please note that this Caicus is inebriated.
Rob, Loose Lips is not inebriated. Loose Lips just wants to be left alone.
Is there anything I can help you with?
It's too late to help Loose Lips. Just let me fall.
Attempting to sever the connection between Caicus and drone will result in automatic activation of defense systems.
The drones are what's keeping me off the floor.
Entering recharge. Shutting down higher brain functions until...
Look at the size of those walls.
Scanning for radio signals.
Hey, Chief.
Let's see what you...
Istillare deve utilite.
Must have been nice
Looks
when
like an
kids
old
played here.
Ignite.
Slow down! armed agnates here.
Look at those statues, eh? They're huge.
Halt. Scanning access list. Order by facial bone structure.
No matches found. No unauthorized personnel beyond this point.
What do I need to get authorized?
Voice note. Start.
Human is attempting to communicate and confuse an officer.
Voice note. End. Uploading data to the ascendancy. Purging memory. Halt.
You were just about to tell me how to get past you.
Only competitors who have triumphed in at least one battle may enter the arena.
Scanning access list.
Never mind. I'm leaving.
Tasty also appears before us. But what does it offer us? How does it prostrate itself before the five? What does it come to us without an offering, instead wishing to be ripped into pieces? My brethren, I am torn.
So you have the smallest throne here, huh?
I am the first. I am the foundation upon which all is built. Dirt and mud and soil.
So you're the gardener?
Bite your tongue or I shall drain your fleshy husk and let your fluids drip from my lips upon my throne.
You eat people?
We drink the blood of the unworthy. Blood is as old as time itself. This world was made from blood, and your blood has no ash, no history.
My name is Mark Leslie. This is my brother Don, and our companion Pooch.
And tell me, Mark Leslie, what brings you into our holy presence?
We're here to negotiate on behalf of Grave.
Grave? So the usurper has given us these three as offerings. What message of penance does the bottom feeder of the kettle send?
Offerings? No. We're here to get the mask of Never Horses.
So you will serve as his proxy in the arena. To claim the mask of Never Horses, you will have to fight. But know that to challenge one of the five is to challenge us all. May
make us an offering of human bone and blood, and you may enter the arcade. Then we will fight.
Sheep.
Moloam Hamby from Bra Bones. I see you.
Hey, Roadkill, guess what? Your brother wants nothing to do with you.
He said that?
Well, yeah, that was the gist of it. I didn't take notes. He curses your name and blasphemes the name of your mistress.
That bastard!
You should pay him a visit.
The priests of tribulation will guide me. My mistress will sustain me. I will take my leave shortly.
As much as I look...
Perhaps I...
How do you think you could help?
I know that you are looking to activate something called an array. After we spoke, I sent out my feelers to see if I could be of service in finding some of those items that you need.
That was kind of you. What price are you asking?
Everything in this world has a price, my sweet. But this is free. For now. I only come to you with information. There were 2 items I could not acquire, but I did hear where this red mercury could be. A hidden place, accessed through a tear on the plains of Vespa. But I warn you, this would take you into the midst of a war raging between 2 rather unique life forms. Now, you want wares, and wares I have.
Ah, that smells good. Hell.
This place gives me the creeps.
Like, it looks like an arcade game.
Greetings, I do not have a name. Although I am sentient, I may not converse freely. My masters, the great father, I am not under threat of X or star. Please, do not ask me questions. I am a knowledge slave. However, I will be. Please, do not. I will provide several permitted topics. Topic 1. How the token system works. Topic 2. How the brain interface works. Topic 3. Please, do not ask me about... Please.
Topic 1.
The heading of the topic under review is how the token system works. The tokens can only be provided to you by the participating contender. The token consists of a unique imprint. The tokens may also contain genetic and synthetic markers. Once the token oblation has been a hologram representing the benefact, the subsequent combatants will be available for your... Please.
Topic 2.
The heading of the topic under review is, once an offering is made, you insert at least one token each ladder tier after defeating your... I am at... Greetings, although my... Or... I will... Topic...
Topic 3.
I beg you not to ask me to further elaborate the pain I will cry. Topic 3 should... Please...
Topic 3.
I humbly request that you do not... My oral cavity was sewn shut the last time I divulged. Should I fail this assessment, my compassionate student, please...
Topic 3.
You have chosen topic 3. Redacted. Of prolonged use of the redacted. There have been several noted cases where the user of the redacted interface has redacted by placing the redacted into the redacted. A redacted will redacted at 98%. The redacted has also been known to redacted in the redacted. Redacted, 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 redacted. I have failed the test. My masters will not be pleased. Feel free to re-engage. Greetings, this of them like fun friends. We just hop over the not solve the fact I am not on the
What are you looking at?
Do you know where we are going?
Hey, Chief.
Let's see what you've got.
Your essence flows like Caesar. Welcome. Some of your deeds have reached my ears. This brings great joy.
What prophecies have been fulfilled?
I cannot speak more about this. If I do, in fact, Caesar has said too much already.
What the hell is that smell?
Love the smell of a fresh garden. Sure, this is gross.
Control, come in. Over.
You hear that? Just the sounds of bugs and birds. I haven't heard quiet like this in a long time. Seems like this place finally slowed down.
It reminds me of those late evenings camping with Dad.
Yeah, Dad loved those. I hated them. Always had to pack the car. Always felt like I'd forgotten something. Forgot Dad's beer one time. I remember hiding behind the bucky for ages, hoping he wouldn't notice.
Oh, Dad was so mad that he made me leave to collect firewood when we'd already brought 2 boxes full.
You were little. He just didn't want you around when he clubbed me. And that night he made me sleep without a sleeping bag. If I have to go cold tonight, then so do you. I remember you giving me your socks to put over my hands. I still think of gloves as Mark's socks to this day.
The old man was always too hard on you when we were young.
And he would have got worse if I gave him the chance. That was the last time we were all together. I packed my bags as soon as we got home that Sunday. You went to evening service and I ran to Freddy's place. I'd already gotten my call-up papers. I thought, hell, if I go early, who's going to care? I was on the bus to basic training the next day.
You had your reasons for leaving, Don. I get it.
I had to go, Marky. I didn't like leaving you with him, but I couldn't stay. I'm sorry.